For centuries, people looked at the birds and dreamed of flying. They imagined soaring through the clouds, free from the bonds of the earth. Early inventors tried to build wings like birds, often with little success. They studied how birds used their wings to create lift and control their movement through the air. These pioneers, like Sir George Cayley, understood the basic principles of flight long before anyone actually flew. They sketched designs and built gliders, testing their ideas and learning from every mistake. Each attempt, whether it ended in a short glide or a gentle crash, was a small step forward. This long period of dreaming and experimenting laid the essential groundwork for what was to come. The world changed forever on a cold, windy day in December 1903. Orville and Wilbur Wright, two brothers from Dayton, Ohio, brought their creation to the sandy dunes of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Their machine, the Wright Flyer, was not just a glider. It had an engine and propellers. It was the result of years of careful research, building, and testing. They had studied everything from the shape of a bird's wing to how to control a machine in the air. Their genius was in solving the problem of control, allowing the pilot to steer the aircraft and keep it balanced. This was the final piece of the puzzle that so many others had missed. That morning, with Orville at the controls, the Flyer lifted into the air. The flight lasted only 12 seconds and covered just 120 feet. It was a very short distance, shorter than the wingspan of a modern jumbo jet. But in that brief moment, humanity had achieved powered, sustained, and controlled flight for the very first time. They made 3 more flights that day, with the longest lasting nearly a minute. The news of their success traveled slowly at first, but it sparked a revolution. The dream of flight was no longer just a dream. It was a reality born from curiosity, persistence, and the brilliant minds of 2 bicycle mechanics. Following the Wrights' incredible breakthrough, aviation developed at an astonishing speed. The first airplanes were made of simple materials like wood, fabric, and wire. They were fragile and could only fly for short distances at low speeds. However, inventors and pilots across the world were inspired. They began building their own machines, constantly improving on the original designs. They experimented with more powerful engines, stronger airframes, and better ways to control the aircraft. Within just a few years, airplanes were flying higher, faster, and farther than the Wrights could have ever imagined, setting new records and pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the sky. The First World War dramatically accelerated airplane development. What began as a tool for observation quickly evolved into a weapon of war. Engineers were pushed to design faster, more maneuverable, and more durable aircraft. Biplanes with 2 sets of wings gave way to sleeker monoplanes with a single wing. Engines became much more powerful and reliable, allowing planes to carry heavier loads and climb to higher altitudes. The dogfights between aces in the sky captured the public's imagination, but the real progress was in the technology. The intense competition of the war advanced aviation more in 4 years than it might have in a decade of peace. After the war, people began to see the potential for airplanes beyond the battlefield. The idea of commercial air travel started to take shape. The first passenger flights were an adventure. People flew in small, noisy airplanes, often converted bombers, sitting in cramped cabins. These early airlines mostly carried mail, with passengers as a secondary thought. The flights were often bumpy, cold, and required many stops for refueling. Despite these challenges, it was a revolutionary way to travel. For the first time, people could cross entire countries or even oceans in a matter of days instead of weeks, opening up a new era of connection. The 1930s became known as the golden age of aviation. This was a time of great innovation and glamour. Airplanes became much more comfortable and reliable. Iconic aircraft like the Douglas DC-3 were introduced, featuring all-metal construction, comfortable cabins, and the ability to fly longer routes without stopping. Air travel became more popular as it became safer and more affordable. Airlines established regular routes, connecting major cities across the globe. This period saw daring pilots set new records for speed and distance, further proving the incredible potential of air travel and inspiring a generation with the romance and excitement of flight. This era cemented the airplane's role in connecting the world. Businesses could expand their reach, sending people and products to distant markets much more quickly. Families separated by vast distances could now visit each other more easily. Information and ideas could spread faster than ever before. The world began to feel smaller and more interconnected. The airplane was not just a machine, it was a tool that was fundamentally changing society, culture, and the global economy. The foundation was laid for the modern, interconnected world that we know today, all thanks to these pioneering efforts in the sky. The next great leap in aviation came with the invention of the jet engine during the Second World War. This new technology was a complete departure from the propeller-driven engines of the past. Instead of using propellers to pull the plane through the air, a jet engine pushed it forward with a powerful stream of hot gas. This allowed airplanes to fly much faster and higher than ever before. The first jet fighters, like the German Messerschmitt Me-262, appeared late in the war, showing a glimpse of the future. The sound and speed of these aircraft were unlike anything anyone had seen, heralding a new age of power and performance in the sky. After the war, engineers worked to adapt this incredible military technology for civilian use. The result was the birth of the commercial jetliner. In the 1950s, aircraft like the British de Havilland Comet and the American Boeing 707 introduced the world to the jet age. These planes could fly at speeds approaching 600 miles per hour, nearly twice as fast as the propeller planes they replaced. They could also fly above bad weather, resulting in a much smoother and more comfortable ride for passengers. The era of long, slow and bumpy propeller flights was coming to an end, replaced by the swift and serene experience of jet travel. The introduction of jetliners had a massive impact on global travel. Journeys that once took many hours or even days could now be completed in a fraction of the time. Crossing the Atlantic Ocean, once a long voyage by ship or a multi-stop flight, became a non-stop trip of just a few hours. This made international travel accessible to millions of people for the first time. The world felt dramatically smaller. It became possible to have breakfast in London and dinner in New York on the same day. This unprecedented speed and convenience fueled a boom in tourism and international business, forever changing how we interact with the world. The quest for speed continued, culminating in the development of supersonic passenger jets like the Concorde. This remarkable aircraft could fly at more than twice the speed of sound, crossing the Atlantic in under 3 hours. While the Concorde was a technological marvel, it was also very expensive to operate and was eventually retired. However, the legacy of the jet age lives on in every commercial flight today. The principles of jet propulsion power the global aviation network, carrying millions of passengers safely and efficiently every single day. The jet engine truly shrank the globe and created the interconnected world we now take for granted. Today's airplanes are technological marvels, far more advanced than the jets of the mid-20th century. One of the biggest changes is in the materials used to build them. Instead of being made entirely of aluminum, modern aircraft like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner use advanced composite materials. These materials, which are made from layers of carbon fiber and other plastics, are incredibly strong but also much lighter than metal. A lighter airplane is a more fuel-efficient airplane. This means airlines can save money on fuel and reduce the environmental impact of flying, making air travel more sustainable for the future. Inside the cockpit, the changes are even more dramatic. The old dials and gauges have been replaced by large digital displays. This is known as a glass cockpit. These computer screens show the pilots all the information they need to fly the plane safely, from speed and altitude to navigation maps and weather reports. Computers play a huge role in flying the plane through systems like the autopilot. While pilots are always in command, these advanced computer systems can handle many of the routine tasks of a flight, reducing pilot workload and increasing safety by ensuring precision and consistency from takeoff to landing. Safety has always been the top priority in aviation, and modern technology has made flying safer than ever before. Advanced computer systems continuously monitor the health of the airplane's engines and systems, alerting the pilots to any potential problems before they become serious. Sophisticated navigation systems, using GPS and other technologies, allow pilots to know their exact position at all times and fly the most efficient routes. Furthermore, traffic collision avoidance systems help prevent mid-air collisions by communicating with other nearby aircraft, creating a safer sky for everyone. Every flight is a complex operation supported by layers of technology dedicated to safety. The evolution of the airplane is a story of human ingenuity and our endless desire to connect with one another. From the Wright Brothers' 12-second flight to today's massive jets that can circle the globe, airplanes have transformed our world. They have connected cultures, enabled global trade, and brought families together. This journey has been driven by constant innovation, from the first wood and fabric flyers to the advanced composite and digital aircraft of today. The airplane is more than just a mode of transportation. It is a symbol of how far our dreams can take us and a testament to our ability to turn the impossible into the everyday.